to objectify a woman, yes, it has to be someone who else, because he is really the most good looking.
I had to literally scream at the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, on top of my voice saying vagina.
It was so
lesbian, homosexuality, that those are things that are considered to be unhealthy and unnatural.
I'm not just doing this because kissing girls is cool, thus we must do it. No, it's so much more than that.
99% people are bisexual, and the 1% was saying that they're not, they're lying.
Hi everyone, I'm Kirti Kulhari.
This is Bani J.
I'm Sayani.
Hi, I'm Maanvi Gagroo.
And
you're watching Bollywood Hungama. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon.
One aspect, if we can have, let's say in the show, we have Milind Soman walking on the table in his. Is that objectification by women or not?
It's a female gaze, so
It
definitely.
is. So, I think a big thought in the writers and the makers.
Can I just point out a very, very important and crucial statement right here, which is that I love that he's pointing out just because it's a man walking on a table towards a woman, a woman's dream, is the man being objectified, and thus the question is being asked. Whereas if it was a woman walking towards a man, Rose, what it was, this question would never have been risen.
But I think
what is that about?
No, but
it's just the other aspect.
I personally feel that it's good of Faridoon to sort of bring this up
because that is the only way.
There was a thought in the makers and the writers that till now you've seen women being objectified all the time from a male gaze.
And you don't
right now there is a tectonic shift where it's the women's gaze. And if at all you have to objectify a woman, yes, it has to be someone who else, because he is really the most good looking, and he wears it in his sleeve.
And also,
so from what I'm trying to also say is that
completely
many things, there are a lot of discussions that women tend to have, and they don't come out in the open.
Yes.
And while it's fine that men can have those locker room conversations, but many people are still under this impression that women don't have it.
Yes.
we don't need to. That's what the show's about.
Yeah.
We'll see.
In fact, I think women talk quite a lot, much more compared to men. And it's just that, as you rightly said, it's not really represented correctly out there.
And your character is shouting literally in the promo, and she's egging you on, and you're literally shouting.
It's really funny.
Why we whisper about these things?
Right.
It's really funny because this scene we were shooting at Marine Drive at about 12 in the night.
And she was actually not
And
screaming loud.
imagine I had to really, we did this some
the echoing and all.
10-15 times. I had to literally scream at the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, on top of my voice saying vagina.
It was so great.
And Faridoon, I must tell you that it was not just my character being liberated in the show, it was me being liberated. Just to be able to say that word aloud on top of my voice in front of the whole world, so to say.
खुशबूस करके क्यों वजाइना बोला? I mean, just say it.
Vagina! It was really, really liberating, and these are moments where you start feeling that it's not just a show. What's happening in the script is happening to you, and it's just a very beautiful moment for you.
No, one very interesting thing about that scene, that particular scene, was that initially when we started, so there were all these light dadas and the set dadas on the set. Yeah, so they were all getting very conscious, and you could see them giggling amongst each other, and they were hiding behind the reflector.
They're very embarrassed.
They were all the initial few takes. Yeah. And as we went on, and there were technical issues also, night time, this, that, whatever, and by the time we reached towards the final takes that actually got okayed, they didn't bother. They were just, for them it was like any other word.
So we had kind of
that's
normalized
the normalization that we're looking at.
the idea of using these words publicly.
And I think the show is trying to break those glass ceilings and sort of
trying to normalize all such
you don't have to
whisper about it.
Exactly, there is no hushed tone that should be attributed to a word like vagina, because it's a biological word. Also, we've all come out of vaginas,
Okay, guys, let's not try and overlap, because then it will not be, we'll not be able to use it. So let's just say
No, it's fine. It's a conversation. You can. It's absolutely fine once in a while. Okay, so your character is proudly saying that she's bisexual. Now that's another aspect that is hugely a taboo aspect. Lesbian, homosexuality, those are things that are considered to be unhealthy and unnatural and all sorts of things. Even in army, apparently, it's being said that you cannot have homosexuality. So, how important is it to create awareness about
It is so
almost
important.
anything that anyone would want to practice?
It's so important, and the funny thing is that you know, when I hear somebody like you even ask this question about and hear about these things, that, you know, these people who think it's unhealthy, they think it's not holy, it's ungodlike, it's like not normal. I find it so strange, and it kind of just goes straight over my head, because I'm like, I don't think that way at all. I don't feel that way. The people that I'm surrounded by, the people that have brought me up, my schooling, everything, the shows I watch, everything that I'm surrounded by, all the information that comes to me and that is around me, none of it has ever struck a chord in me that said this is wrong. You know, I look at women all the time and I think they're beautiful. I've been working with so many beautiful women all the time, and I'm like, they're so beautiful, and I'm like, but why would that never causes like a, oh my god, did I just think a woman is beautiful in my mind? Oh my god, does that mean I'm gay? Like, it's not. What do you mean? Like, and you know, I'm like 31 now, so for me, I don't really give a shit about any of this. I've been through all of this when I was like way younger, about like the questions and the boundaries and all of that. But I just feel like I was very fortunate to grow up in to be educated in an international boarding school. A lot of Indian kids do not have that exposure. They don't have the kind of friends that we have, where for us it's such a normal thing. We work with these kind of people. See, this is me correcting myself, because I'm so used to having to speak to people and say, look, they are also normal, which is so stupid. We are all normal. All of our wants, all of our likes, all of our passions, and we're all strange, man. We're all strange. But I just think it's so bizarre to have this line which is drawn and then erase it and be like, nah, man. Like, I just find this whole action of having to do this so unnecessary, because it's so absolutely normal. And that's why I was more than happy to play this character, because I was like, let people see. Also, it was a very conscious decision that after Bigg Boss, when the whole nation has now watched me, the Indians everywhere who have seen me have accepted me for who I am in my real life, personal life.
Well.
Yeah. And now they will see me take on a role after liking me so much in my real life. Now they will come from the place of understanding that, okay, she's doing this for a reason. I'm not just doing this to do a role. I'm not just doing this because, you know, kissing girls is cool, thus we must do it. No, it's so much more than that. These are people's real lives. These are real emotions that people close to you in your house, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your mothers, your fathers, whoever they are, have also possibly felt, but have not felt safe enough to come out and even start a discussion about it. And even if I can just, that character can cause a discussion about it, and you know, just be like, yo man, if you don't want to tell me something, you know, let me know. You know, just for that, just to be like, oh man, it's cool, you know, just even that will say so much and do so much.
So, you know, usually people think that homosexuality or bi-curiosity and all these gender fluidity, these are concepts of the West, and maybe the terms, because they're in English, but I'm sure, but these are not yesterday. And yesterday there's an article, there's a couple, there are two females in Bundelkhand, they have done a marriage by media. Because they wanted, because they can't get married legally, so they called a bunch of media, they called their friends and whatever witnesses. Yeah, I got goosebumps reading it. And they got married in front of media, and then they went to their respective homes, told their families, because for the last practically 3-4 years, they'd been battling this stigma. You know, because the families were forcing them to get married, have a heterosexual life and all of that, and they didn't want to. They loved each other. Their families are still not on board, and they're under police protection. But I think that's it, and it's happening in a place which is not your Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore. You know, so to say that these are concepts.
In fact, Sigmund Freud has said that 99% people are bisexual, and the 1% was saying that they're not. They're lying.
The only species in the animal kingdom that we have homophobia. Is among the humans.
Because you know why?
Nobody else is homophobic except for humans.
Yeah, you know, the day that Section 377 got done away with, I remember that day, and I think all of us, after a long time, felt so happy and ecstatic. You know, it was one day none of us will forget, because like I'm getting gooseflesh, because after a long time we were actually getting some good news that was actually looking towards a brighter and a more progressive, fluid future. Inclusive. And you know, in cinema we have a lot of responsibility, because it's also a huge medium of change. And we have to represent correctly. We have to stand by and make these decisions of including and representing real people without any stigma or judgment attached to it in the cinema that we represent.
All right.
Hi everyone, I'm Kirti Kulhari.
This is Bani J.
I'm Sayani.
Hi, I'm Maanvi Gagroo,
and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
Please subscribe and hit the bell icon.